and most other little girls, I dreamed of my wedding. What dress I'd wear, if I would want to use my limited mobility to walk down the aisle, what song my dad and I might dance to, and of course who I would marry. So when my fiance and I got engaged this past July, everything seemed to fall into place. Except it didn't. Because I, like 7.5 other million Americans, receive SSI. That means that if I were to become one of the 1.4 million, or 24% of SSI recipients 18 and older who are married, I would suffer my benefits to be reduced by 25% or cut entirely. This is referred to by the Social Security Administration as the marriage penalty. Perhaps this is why the disabled community marries at a rate that is less than half of our able-bodied counterparts. I believe love should exist without limits. There is no reason in the year 2025 where two people who are of the opposite gender should be considered married for simply living under the same roof. These policies are archaic and need to be thrown out. These policies hail from when we were institutionalized and expected to sit quietly in corners. I will not sit quietly in the corners of society. Disabled rights are human rights, and under these constitutions of this United States, under the 14th Amendment, everyone is granted the right to marry the person of one's choosing, regardless of race, creed, sexuality, or religion. So I ask you, why must the disabled choose between this right and survival? Thank you.
Amanda.
Hello, I'm new to the area, so this is new to me, so I apologize. I grew up in a very small town in Pennsylvania, to the point where when I was in school, there was maybe 2, possibly 3 other disabled people. We would be all in a class together, secluded from our able-bodied friends due to our disabilities, where we would be left out and not included, which I think is wrong. Despite your disability, you're human. You should not be secluded to sit in a corner and to watch your friends, your family, do what you always wanted to do, regardless whether you're an able-bodied person or not. Society with disabled people is a very hush-hush subject. Whether you are mentally disabled, physically disabled, at the end of the day, you're a human, you have a heartbeat, you have a voice, and you should use it. You should not let your friends, your family, or whoever tell you how to live, tell you what to do, tell you how you should live your life, regardless of your situation. If you want to do something, don't sit back in a corner and let society tell you, no, you need to sit down, you need to watch other people. No, that's not the way the world is going to work. Because regardless of our disabilities, we're human. We are going to empower other people, whether they're disabled or not. As the younger generation who are coming up, they should not be afraid to interact with disabled people. I'm an aunt of two little boys. They treat me no different. They include me in every aspect of their life, their sports, their school. They tell them, yes, she's in a wheelchair. Her legs don't work, but her mind does. They are not ashamed of me, which builds my confidence to show other people and other children, I can do this. Whatever I want to do, I will get to my goal at the end of the day. It will take a very long time to do what I want to do, but in the end, I will get there, and I'm not going to let society tell me, no, you're not capable, you're not educated, you're not, basically you're a nobody, you can't do anything. No, we're not going to have society do that to us at all. We're going to stand up and let the world know we're here, and you're not going to stop us, regardless of race, color, and definitely not because of disability. Thank you.
And of course, Lativia. Would you like me? Absolutely.
Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Imagine a little girl on her first day of kindergarten. She heard the teacher yell, "Special education is downstairs." And the mother replied, "She's not in special education, she's in general education." And as the little girl was rolling down the aisles of the auditorium, she heard whispers from other parents stating, "I don't want that child in my child's classroom. She's in a wheelchair." The little girl turned to the mother with tears in her eyes and stated, "Mom, they don't want me here." The mother reassured her everything would be all right. I stand before you today as that little girl. From that moment on, the mother instilled in her to always make sure your voice is heard and always make sure you show people how intelligent you are. And I vow to break barriers through education and leadership. Despite my successes, people base how I think on how I roll. I realize that this is because of societal misconceptions about people who are ably different. So I created my podcast called Queens on the Road to educate and inspire people about the ably different community. My podcast is a platform where I talk to a variety of ably different individuals about their successes and challenges. In these stories, there was one common thread. We all had to advocate for supports to help us achieve our goals. But we also realized that the services we needed to continue to thrive were vanishing. I didn't really understand why until I went last year to obtain my braces from JK Prosthetics and Orthotics, and it appeared the business was closing. So I inquired about it. The owner informed me that there was a 19% attrition rate in braces and a 45% attrition rate in durable medical equipment and providers. I immediately jumped into action, put a group together, and we started calling on our legislators. Then I obtained radio and news coverage and consistently heard the same message from legislators. We are one and done, meaning we are known to rally once and then we go away. That is when I knew I needed to abolish this stigma and amplify our voices. So I organized and executed 2 large rallies in Albany and networked with other advocacy groups to keep the pressure on to ensure our voices were heard weekly, consequently shattering this misconception of being one and done. With that said, no matter who wins, we are all winners. And don't pay attention to what we roll in, pay attention to how we roll. Thank you.
Hello. My vision is to have more adaptive urban clothing and to change people's perception of people with disabilities and what they expect us to look like. To move past perceptions and stereotypes and to make people with disabilities the new trendsetters. My advocacy, the goal of my advocacy is to change, is to be the change. Sorry. The goal of my advocacy is to be the change I want to see. To show people like me that you can achieve anything you put your mind to. I feel as though, although sharing my goals and achievements can lead to some feelings competitive, I believe this is a good thing because it can help others see an example of what is possible. Whether it be graduating with a bachelor's degree, modeling, and fashion week, being on television and national billboards, or working for the Department of Education in New York City. I think I can set an example of advocacy through action, showing that we can do it all. My future. In the future, I want to be an actress, a top model, to be an example to young Black girls and women of what is possible. I want that to be my legacy. I want my achievements and whatever I do for my community to outlive me. Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren.
Great is your mercy towards me, your loving kindness towards me, your tender mercies I see day after day. Forever he's faithful towards me, yet he's always providing for me. Great is your mercy towards me, great is your grace. I want to say thank God first, because if it wasn't for him, for me to make it here today, I wouldn't be here. Today marks my 7-year rebirth. I was told I wouldn't make it here. I was told I wouldn't see this beautiful boy grow, because he was only 3 months old when it happened, going head first through the front windshield. And since then, I've watched, just like my sisters, the number of injustice, the number of incredible heartache that we go through. Like, I've had to fight with my own son's school, Dream Charter School, just to get him on a bus. And it's all because of a 504 form that they want to act like doesn't exist. I'm sorry, time out. Like you said, it's time for a stand, it's time for a fight. And if we gotta roll out together, we're gonna adjust these crowns and roll out. Thank you.
Mondo, everyone. So as someone, this is really not in any of the script here, but as I'm listening to all these speeches and trying not to, quite honestly, cry, it's hard to hear because this is not part of my world per se. So I wouldn't be one of those people to lie to you and say, well, I know someone who, and but it puts some perspective on our lives. Sorry, I didn't expect that.
It's okay.
It's okay, Bill. Sorry.
No, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna stand up again. I'm gonna start over. Thank you so much for being brave and telling these stories and fighting, because we all have our individual fights. I thought I had my fight. I think everyone thinks they have their fight. I have people, I'll just be honest with you, challenges, with family and mental things and everything above and then on top of it to have these challenges as well is just sometimes insurmountable, and I don't know how you do it. So one more time, a big applause for these beautiful, beautiful ladies. Amazing speeches, and again, I'm so proud to be here today to be a part of all this. This is amazing. So, Shamika, do you think it's a good time? Is it okay to do the video at this point in time? Is this okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's right.
So, we're going to do a video presentation, everyone, if you don't mind paying attention. If ladies don't mind just staying right up in front here while we do this, it's going to be a more or less a quicker video. It's Tamara Blackwell, our national title Miss Wheelchair America 2025. She couldn't be here today because she is a part of her own competition in California, but here we go.
I am so honored to be here with you guys all today. Although I wish it could have been in person, I am still so grateful for technology. First, I would say to everyone in the building, thank you. Thank you so much for giving of your time, for being an ally, for supporting whether you're there for a contestant or you heard about the competition, however you came into this room. I just want to thank you because it means so much, not only to myself, but to the organization as a whole, to know that we have individuals in the disability community, in the able-bodied community who have come together to champion such a great cause. And that cause is amplifying the voices of women in wheelchairs, seeing us for more than just our disabilities, and knowing that that advocacy, that fire that lights within us is so very important and needs to be seen. So thank you for seeing us. I also want to extend a piece of gratitude to every individual, the volunteers, and those who sponsor this organization. We appreciate you so much, and really without you, this would not be possible. So however you have helped, we want to say thank you. Now, I want to speak to the contestants. I want to tell you to just take a deep breath, just give yourself a moment to just take it all in. It is super awesome to be able to be on the stage and knowing that your voice matters and that you have an opportunity to be crowned the next Miss Wheelchair New York 2025. But I want to say, regardless if you roll away with the crown attached, this is more and bigger than winning. This is maybe the start of your advocacy. Maybe it's just the next chapter, whatever the case it is. It's not going to end with you winning or not winning, but this is just the beginning, and I hope you see it as such. Regardless of whoever wins, they're going to need your help. Your platform still matters, and we still need your voice. And so I want to say to whomever is listening, regardless if you win or if you do not, come back if you have the opportunity to, if you don't roll away with the sash in the crown. But maybe you're the woman for the job and you are going to roll away with the title of Miss Wheelchair New York 2025 and take the crown and sash with you. I want you to know that it's so much more than that. Yes, it's beautiful. Yes, it's a statement piece and a conversation starter. But you have to know it is now time for you to roll up your sleeves. And do not forget about the women that sit next to you because they are going to be your support. You're going to need them and they're going to need you. You have such an amazing opportunity to champion the causes of the disabled community all around you in the state of New York. I want you to know that I am here for you, whether it be for advice, tips, whether it be just a listening ear or just a new friend. I am here for you. So you can call or text or email me at any time, and I welcome you into the sisterhood. So regardless if you win or you do not, just remember, in the club, we all stand and we all have work to do. But congratulations to Miss Wheelchair New York 2025. Thank you.
May I ask the judges, I'm not sure, do we still have questions prepared for each of the ladies? Yes? Wonderful. So that being said, so each of the judges we switched some things around, but they're going to go ahead and ask a few questions or a question to the ladies individually while they're up here. So I don't know how you'd like to do that, but go ahead. I don't know if you want to take the mic or how you'd like to make that happen, but I'm happy to facilitate this.
They help with accessibility. So
close to your mouth. I am not as well
Close to your mouth.
Close to your mouth. We're actually first going to ask you all the very same question, which is how you're going to fundraise if you win.
All right. We'll start in the same order we did from before.
So in my community, we're a big fan of the pasta dinner. My dad is actually a firefighter, so we have use of the firehouse pretty frequently, so that's how I would most likely fundraise. And call upon the community. Coming from a small town where literally everyone knows everyone, and I'm related to the other half of the town, it's pretty easy to come upon a helping hand. Here, I'll hand it to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How I plan to fundraise, I am part of the Spina Bifida Association of New York State. I'm really big on helping them. And any of the Spina Bifida associations, I will gladly continue to help them out and fundraise, and so they can raise money for the families that have spina bifida that are struggling with medical care, with medical supplies, whatever they may need, resources families may need in the area. They have the resources to go to the association and get the resources that they need.
So I would fundraise by putting on a Double Good campaign. So it would be a virtual campaign and then in person. And I pretty much have a nice strong village as I am a part of advocacy groups. And so I will be able to network with those advocacy groups, and also I have tons of friends and family that will help with the advocacy efforts. So that's how I intend to fundraise.
I'm part of the United Football Foundation, where we advocate and raise money for adults with CP, because adults with CP don't usually get the services that they need once they reach 21. So I would advocate with the United Football League to help fundraise for that. And also, I have my own clothing line called Victory Box by Lauren, where I market t-shirts, so I will raise money with that. Thank you.
I intend on fundraising with collaboration with Daniel's Leather and Exodus Transitional by doing public appearances, a lot of other fashion shows, as well as Baddies on Wheels, and doing a lot more public events, a lot of community events, and collecting donations.